Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of KB&Jey, a podcast where me and my co-host talk about stuff, things, and games. So, I am Hugo, also known as King Bombeard here on YouTube, and with me, as always, is my very amazing special guest. What am I on about? My co-host.
Hi, is that an introduction part?
Yeah,
okay, we already off to a great start. Okay, hi everybody, I'm Jay, also known as J-Roll on YouTube and such, and yeah, I didn't know that was my cue, sorry.
It's the first time we're doing this, so it's obviously we're going to run into hiccups and stuff, but yeah, we've just decided why not do this. We talk about random stuff as it goes along, and we talk about games a lot, so we were like, why not make it a podcast?
Yeah, people totally want to listen to us ramble. I mean, sure, that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we've got a topic for today's video, and there will be a topic on every video that we do. Or these. Literally, you can watch the video if you want. If not, just listen to it. Because, why not? It's a podcast, you can put this on in the background while you're doing other things. So,
yeah.
First off, I wanted to know... What have you been playing this week, Jay?
Currently this week, I have gotten back into Asagao Academy, which I was very, very, very heavy into last year. And I got a new laptop, so I had to re-download it. And I started playing the worst end routes, so I can work my way up to the best end. And it's kind of tearing up my heart a little bit because it's so sad. So I've just been ruining my feels all week playing this game. I'm currently playing the completionist route, so you can imagine how that's going. Yeah.
Oh, I've heard a lot about this game. It's like sad endings and stuff. They're absolutely heartbreaking.
Every bad choice. Oh, it's so bad. It physically hurts. Okay. What have you been playing?
I've been playing quite a few things, but mostly I've been buying stuff and just regretting my life choices because it's stuff that I will probably play eventually. I would tell you exactly what I've been playing, but my PlayStation has just frozen, so I can't see. But I've been playing a little bit of Bloodborne, a little bit of Evil Within. The main thing I was playing just now to sort of get prepared for the launch of it. I've been playing a bit of Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, which I've had since my little brother's got a PS4, and I've played it a grand total of once, and yeah, this was like the first time I've played it since then, and I'm having fun with it. It's definitely the second game looks so much better than this one, but it's still it's a Star Wars game, so it's like I'm not expecting amazing things from a licensed game, but I'm having fun with it. I've played as Darth Vader and Luke, and that was fun. Being Darth Vader was awesome, just running around chopping dudes up. Though the voice acting's terrible. Like I'd never like. Because Darth Vader's got such a distinctive voice because it's James Earl Jones who does the voice. In this, it's someone trying to do James Earl Jones' impression, and they don't sound like Darth Vader.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Hopefully that's fixed in the sequel, but doubt it. He costs a lot of money. I'm assuming. So.
Yeah, I can see it now. They're just being like, okay, so Mr. Jones, you know you did like Darth Vader, right? Right? Do you want to reprise your role in a licensed video game that may or may not be shit? No. Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, I can see how that's not a great thing, and I don't know anything what these games are like. I've never played a Star Wars game in my life.
Well, so. To explain sort of what it is, it's basically it's a like sort of Call of Duty but with Star Wars characters is how I can describe this, really.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay.
the multiplayer part is you can go online, which is the main thing, and thank God for PlayStation Plus, so I can do that now. It's like a team, it's like a 40-man deathmatch type thing, and then you all play as, like, half of you are stormtroopers and half of you are the rebels, and then as you go through it, eventually one player will become a hero, which encompasses, like, so for the Jedi you'll have Luke, Leia and Han in the default version, but you also get characters like Chewie, Lando Calrissian and stuff like that for on the DLC for it. But then with the dark side you have the Emperor or Palpatine, Vader or Boba Fett. They're the ones I know you can have. I don't know the exact, like, others, but yeah, I've been having a mess around with that. That's basically been the main thing I've messed around with for the past day and a bit. I've been messing around with that, so yeah.
Cool. Nice. So yeah.
We're that's basically what we've been playing this week. It's not very. We don't play many newer stuff. Well, I do, but it sort of, like, depends when things come out and what I'm in the mood for.
I don't have money or time, sadly.
Don't.
But one day, oh boy, I'll have all the games. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not all of them because I don't like all of them. But I'll have a lot more than I have now. So yeah.
That's really cool. There's a lot of games that I think you should probably try out at some point, and lots of them, oddly enough, are on 3DS. So.
Ooh, I just got one yesterday. I mean, it's not mine, but I'm sharing it, and I actually did play a little bit of Ocarina yesterday. I just didn't know if that, like, qualified for playing in this week. I played about 20 minutes of Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, and it's so pretty. I didn't think the 3D function would be as good as it is, but yeah, it's pretty legit. I really like it. So that's another thing. I played like 20 minutes of Ocarina of Time. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like I've got it, Ocarina of Time on 3DS, but I've not played it yet. I've been meaning to. It's been on my list for a very long time. One day I'll play through it.
I thought you said Monday, and I was like, Monday? That's kind of close.
One day I'll play through it. I'll play through it on a Monday. No, I don't want to play through it on a Monday. My Mondays are my sleep days.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, I'll play it eventually, and hopefully I'll actually like it.
I hope so.
Because what I've played of Ocarina of Time so far is, like, I'm not a massive fan, but
for what it is, it's. I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just jumping in with a Zelda tangent. I might do that a lot. I'm sorry. Are you good? I'm sorry.
You can continue.
Anyway, for what it is, oh my god, my dog is barking. I really hope that doesn't show up in the audio. Okay.
If it does, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Stop barking. I'm trying to talk. For what it is, being like the first 3D Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why it's got like the classic status and why it's like worldly love, but I can also see a lot of the problems with it. If you want a summation of the problems, just check out Ego Raptor Sequelitis video. He pretty much talks about everything that's not great in that game. But for what it is, I can definitely appreciate it.
So yeah, that's what we've been playing this week. Playing a bit of stuff. Like we like similar sort of games anyway, so it sort of makes sense that we'd be playing quite similar stuff. Though I'm not the biggest fan of visual novels. I don't know if you could tell that.
I know, but normal boots.
That is the thing, yeah, it's a normal boots game, so I'm sort of like, I like it. I like the characters in it. So
I mean, who doesn't want to date Gerard and Shane and Satch and PBG and JonTron and all the Continue guys at once?
Good point.
Because that's what that game is. Yeah, that's fun. And who doesn't want to date Jacques? I mean,
everyone.
You know, because his route is sunshine and rainbows and happiness and everything that is wrong in the world. That's the actual truth. It's, oh my god. Don't play Jacques Route if you have Asagao. I mean, play it at your own discretion, but yeah, don't say I didn't warn you. Oh boy. Are you
So
alright
yeah,
there?
yeah, I'm alright. I'm alright. Just Jacques route. Ugh.
I'm gonna show you one day. It's bad. It's
I've
bad.
I've seen sections. I've not seen the whole thing, but I've heard and seen that it's bad.
You have to see the whole thing to appreciate it for what it's worth, and what it is oh dear god, it's bad.
Okay, I'm willing to see how bad this goes. If it's anything like Hatterful Boyfriend, it will be messed up.
I don't know about that game because I haven't played it, but yeah, it's pretty messed up.
Well, if you like dating sims or visual novel type dating sim things, you'll like Hatterful Boyfriend. It's basically Asagao Academy but replace the normal boots guys with pigeons.
Oh, so it's like My Nightmare.
Or birds in general. But you can either have there's two modes you can have it in. You can have them be in realistic bird, like actual bird photograph mode, or sexy anime or sexy anime teen mode.
I was about to say I don't want a sexy anime kid because that's a little. Teen is better.
That's a little bit weird. We're going a bit moem on here.
That's a lot bit weird. That's weirder than the birds, to be fair.
Yeah.
Teen is better. Still not keen on the teen, but
I meant it's sort of like because it's set in high school, so teen.
Yeah.
Like, high school teen. But yeah. So, going from what we played this week, I've got a little bit of news. Basically, we're going to go. Like, if there's a lot more gaming news, we'll go into more detail on that as we hear stuff. But there's one bit I really want to focus on today, which is something that blew my mind when I saw it, and I really want to explain it to you. I know you're more of a Nintendo fan than a Sega fan, but this is to do with Sega, and it's insane, like what they're doing. So basically, Sega are developing a mobile app. I think it's come out actually. I'm not entirely sure. It's going to be called It's called the Sega Forever service, and it is free, and they've got 5, and it's you can play mobile versions of its classic games. So the first load of it has come out, I think. It's available on Apple and Android devices, and yeah, more games will be added every 2 weeks, they've said. So first off, the games they've got on this first run are the original Sonic the Hedgehog, Comic Zone, which is a beat 'em up where you actually play through a comic book, which was a really fun game. I really enjoy it. It's really hard though, but it was really fun. Phantasy Star 2, which is essentially Sega's version of Final Fantasy. Kid Chameleon, which for the life of me I cannot remember. Being a Sega fan, that's bad. But Kid Chameleon, I think, is a beat 'em up as well. I'm not entirely sure. And Altered Beast, which is one of the best side-scrolling beat 'em ups on the system. So they're the 5 games you get first. And what they have announced with it is going to have titles from all the eras. So Master System, Game Gear, Mega Drive, and Genesis. And as well as the Dreamcast and the Sega Saturn. So they're gonna have full 3D mobile games of like games which are like PlayStation 2 era, and that just they need to do this. It needs to happen. I need a mobile version of Skies of Arcadia because I need to elongate my toilet time by a lot.
Yay, I'm glad that that's your reason. You're like, I need this thing to happen for this specific reason.
Well, yeah,
because
it's a massive RPG, and I love me a massive RPG, and it just means I'll be there just for ages, and it's fine. The app is free, but there is a payable version where it's only $2, and you get completely ad free.
That's not bad. That's actually a good deal.
It's $2 in the US and £2 over here in the UK, and it's like that is absolutely amazing.
So it costs more for us, but because conversion systems.
Conversion rate, but it only by about I'd say by about 20 cents.
Yeah,
essentially.
I know. I just
actually
joking.
No. Thinking about it, it's actually more expensive over here than it is over there.
Why?
Because it's exactly the same price as yours. Yours is $1.99.
Oh.
In the US, it's $1.99. In the UK, it's $1.99. So technically, over here, it would be like $1.25 or like $2.25.
Haha.
But at the same time, you're getting loads of ad-free Sega games.
Yeah.
You're basically getting their entire back catalogue for £2 or $2. That's
so the money conversion doesn't matter.
The money you're essentially going to get thousands of games for £2. That's like the best Steam deal you're ever going to get.
Yay.
So yeah. But that's like the main bit of news I wanted to really talk about.
Ooh, I just thought of something.
Okay.
So July 13th, Game Grumps got a game coming out.
Okay, another thing we could talk about.
Yeah, because you mentioned Steam, and I was like, Steam, what can I talk about? Oh, wait, yeah. It's called Dream Daddy Dating Simulator, and it's a game where you're a dad, and you move into this neighborhood with your daughter, and all your neighbors are single hot dads. So it's like the dad version of Asagao, basically. And yeah, I'm gonna romance the shit out of everybody, and it's gonna be great. So yeah, that's a thing coming July 13th, $15. Don't know how much it is in England. I imagine it's £15.
I can look it up, but knowing how Steam's been today, because Steam sales, it's probably gonna take a while.
Then don't worry about it. We'll find out later. We'll update people later. It's fine.
Hasn't got a price over here yet.
Oh, okay.
But I imagine it'll be about 15, maybe about £13. It'll basically be about the same as it is over there, but conversion rate. So.
Because this is what everyone wants to hear about.
A daddy dating sim. Conversion
I was talking
rates.
about money conversion. Everybody does want to hear about a daddy dating sim. What are you on about? Like that's the pinnacle.
Obviously not daddy dating sims.
I know. I don't expect you to play it, but you can still appreciate it.
I do appreciate it. It's Game Grumps and their weird sense of humour.
And one of the dads is actually named Hugo and is a teacher, so that's pretty interesting.
That's very interesting. Very interesting and a little bit ironic.
Sorry.
It's
Bo Burnham.
Bit of casual bit of Bo Burnham in there. So now it's time to get into our main topic for today. So basically, we like a lot of games.
Yes.
And we have both picked 5 games, and we're going to talk about them to you and try and, if you've not played these games before, maybe give them a shot.
Yes.
So yeah, why don't you start us off?
Okay. Awesome. Totally didn't write down any of this, so I wouldn't forget. Totally not looking at it right now either. So, about the games. My top 5 games that I can think about right now off the top of my head earlier this morning are number 1 is not a shock to anybody. It's Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Don't know how many people saw that coming. Probably everybody. So I guess I'm going to talk about it are we talking about it as we go, or are we listing it off and then talking about it?
Talk about tell everyone about Link to the Past if they've not played it.
Okay, cool. So if you haven't played this game, you should, because it is an amazing Zelda game. It is one of the best, in my opinion, and not just because it's like my favorite game, but I've heard this from numerous people as well, that Link to the Past is loved by a lot of people because several reasons. So Link to the Past, from my general knowledge of Zelda, is where the first mechanic of there's a light world, Hyrule, and a dark world, later called Low Roll in Link Between Worlds, which is like the DS sequel of Link to the Past. Anyway, and I thought that was really cool because it lets you travel to other dimensions, and you travel by using a mirror. You also use warp tiles and all that kind of stuff, but it's just really cool to me. And there's also really memorable characters, because there's like Sahasrara. I haven't played Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, so I don't know if he was introduced before that, but he's pretty cool. And there's also like there's some enemies that I remember as being some of the most annoying enemies ever, but I'll always remember them. There's like Moldorm, there's Mothra, or it might not be Mothra. I know it's a giant flaming moth that like kills you a lot. And then there's also Blind the Thief, who is a really cool boss because like you're supposed to be saving him, but then he reveals himself to be like, oh, I'm a thief. I'm not a pretty princess in a building trap. Anyway, so moving on. Yeah, there's also major nostalgia for me with this game because this is why I'm such a hardcore Zelda fan today. Because fun fact, I haven't been a hardcore Zelda fan but for about 3 years. So that's pretty cool. Hasn't been my whole life. Probably should have been. But I watched my grandma play this when I was little, and I thought that the game ended when you got Zelda out of the castle in the beginning, and that's the first 3 minutes of the game. So imagine my surprise when I find out that there's like hours and hours and hours of it after it. A few more things. There's like a bird that travels. Okay, a bird that transports you everywhere if you have a flute. That's pretty cool. And there's like a bunch of secrets. There's 2D versus like 3D elements, because like the game is set in a 2D side-scrolling format, but like if you look in a lot of the places you are, like this, you have to go up and down stairs, and that kind of gives it an element of 3D, so that's pretty cool. And the last bit, I know I've said a lot, but the last bit is like there's exploration, but it's not like you don't have to follow a linear path. You have like kind of semi-free exploration. You can at one point in the game, you can go on your own path to whatever dungeon you want. You don't have to follow the same like quest format of do this, go to another quest, do that, go to another thing until you get to the end. So that's why you should play Link to the Past if you haven't. So yeah, I really like this game. It's my favorite ever. So my second game
Okay.
is Kingdom Hearts 2. And all the rest of the games I don't have like as much as I do to say about them as Link to the Past, but I do have some things to say. So Kingdom Hearts 2. I love Kingdom Hearts 2. I love the Kingdom Hearts series, but out of all the games, Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite. Because fun fact, that's one of the first games I ever finished by myself. I don't know if you knew that, but
I did not know that.
That's one of the first games I finished by myself, and I was actually very happy to finish it. I remember when you're fighting like the 1,000 Heartless in the clearing, thinking, "Oh my God, how am I going to do this?" And then it was really easy, and I was like, "Oh, that was really easy. Cool, awesome. I like that." Let's see. There's also nostalgic reasons. Like a lot of these games on this list are for nostalgia purposes of just like whenever I think about them, I get really happy, even if they were like really not great games or not. It has a more interesting story to me than Kingdom Hearts 1, and better graphics, and better abilities, and like you have like the drive forms. I don't think you had that in Kingdom Hearts 1.
No, you don't have the drive forms in Kingdom Hearts 1. They were a mechanic brought in for 2. To be honest, I sort of agree with you with the whole Kingdom Hearts 2 being a better game than Kingdom Hearts 1, but I'm in the camp of the story of Kingdom Hearts 1 is a lot better than Kingdom Hearts 2. It's a lot more focused, Kingdom Hearts 1. But Kingdom Hearts 2, the reason it's not, to me, it's just not as focused is because it's, obviously they were like, okay, we've got a sequel now. We need to explain what happened in the mid-game after the game between 1 and 2.
So Chain of Memories.
No, Chain of Memories. And then we need to then sort of set up everything else for the rest of the series. And this, you can tell this is like the setup game. But because a lot of the first couple of hours after you do the tutorial stuff, the first hour after that is a massive plot dump. Like, like the explanation of what the Heartless and Nobodies are and everything like that, and like why they're fighting and their little infights and stuff. It just feels to me Kingdom Hearts 2 has a little bit less. It's still focused. You can still see where the plot's going to go, and like you can tell you know that it's like bad guys, stop them.
Yeah.
Like in Kingdom Hearts 1, but also the villain in number 2 is so much better than the villain in number 1. Because the villain in number 2, you see him from the beginning of the game, essentially throughout. Whereas in Kingdom Hearts 1, he just shows up.
out of nowhere and is like, "Hi, fight me." What?
Hi, fight me. Oh, you thought you were going to fight Maleficent? No.
I'm
Maleficent's
the
not my
real
final
danger.
boss. I'm the real danger, and I am in like one scene before you fight me.
I have one more really great, awesome reason why I love Kingdom Hearts 2, and you may or may not agree with me. You probably won't agree with me. Um, Riku. I love the fact that you can play with him on your team at the end of the game, and I love the fact that they reconnect, and I like the design they chose. I don't care if he looks like 30 years older. I still like the design they chose. So, yeah, I like Riku in Kingdom Hearts 2. Riku's like my
That
favorite.
was definitely the coolest moment in the game for me.
Yes, I love it.
Like, that's up there with one of the coolest moments. Like the moment that that will always stick in my head when I think of Kingdom Hearts 2 is the battle of 1000, the battle against 1000 Heartless.
Right.
That is the one moment that will always stick out to me, as well as the final fight where you and Riku take on the
Yes.
the
Oh, I
villain.
love it
Like
when he was
that,
like,
where he does the fight before you do the finishing blow. That one moment where the room goes dark
yeah.
and all the beams of light attack you, and just that moment is like so cool. That's like
So you do agree with me?
I do agree with you that
Yeah.
Riku is really cool. Also, if you've not played it, which I don't think you have because you've only just gotten a 3DS, Dream Drop Distance you will really like
It's on my list.
because you get to play as Riku in that one. So
I need it. I need it. I need it in my life. I need it in my life yesterday. Okay, so
and also
yes.
it leads into that one helps lead into the plot for Kingdom Hearts 3. So
with like Terra and Aqua and everybody. No?
yeah, it sets up what Riku's doing and it sets up what Sora's doing.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so my third game. The next three probably won't be as long because I knew Kingdom Hearts you would want to have input because you're like the Kingdom Hearts expert. So with Spyro. With my third game is Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon, I think is the title. I just know it's the third one. And again, nostalgia. So there's a fun story attached to this too. My brother and I used to play this game a lot, but we had no memory card. So every time we would play it the next day, we had to start from the very beginning.
Oh, the days with no memory card. I remember those days. Those were dark times.
We almost beat it once as well, but my mom had a big thing about wanting to unplug everything, so we tried to hide the PlayStation 2 so she wouldn't see it. And we left it plugged in for like a few days and left the game on so we wouldn't have to turn it off. And she just comes in the living room one day and is like, I unplugged your thing because it's been plugged up for a couple hours. And we were like, oh no. Oh no. That was like several, like I want to say like 30 hours down the drain because we like played that game a lot. I know the game isn't that long, but us as kids, it was pretty long. So yeah, no memory card nostalgia days. Yay. I finally saw the ending of it a few years ago when my best friend played it for me in college till the end, so that was pretty cool. Because she had it. Her name's Jasmine. She's great and I love her. There's also cute baby dragon animations when they pop out of the egg. Like, they do the chicken dance, and they do, like, backflips, and they sneeze, and some of them cry, and that's really sad, but it's still kind of cute. So, like, yeah. And the music is really good. The music is, like, phenomenal in my opinion. I really love the music in Spyro. So,
fun fact, the music in Spyro... I'm a music nerd, just for anyone who doesn't know. The music in the original Spyro trilogy is done by Stuart Copeland, who is the drummer in the band The Police.
Oh, I think I remember you telling me that one time.
Yeah,
but I forgot.
That's it. So he did all the music for the Spyro games. And yeah, Spyro 3's got the best soundtrack out of all of them.
Yay!
I've got to say, I think that soundtrack's when I think of Spyro, I do think of the theme song from the first game. But Spyro 3, like some of the music in that is like forever going to be stuck in my head for playing that when I was very, very young.
Yay! So yeah, it's all for Spyro 3. Every time I ever think about like a favorite game, that's always in my head as one of them. And then next is Undertale. So I've done like my Super Nintendo game, my PlayStation games, now I'm in my PC games. So like my fourth favorite, I guess quotation marks, is Undertale. For a couple of reasons. The biggest being Papyrus. Because yes. I love Papyrus. I love everything about him. I love like his voice, his mannerisms, his personality, his enthusiasm about life and wanting to do good and his humor and everything. Papyrus like made the game for me. Um, I love the whole mechanic of like you choose your own route and it does affect what you do. So you can do the true pacifist route where you don't kill anybody at all. You can do a neutral route like I did and you can kill some people but don't kill like everything. Or you can do a genocide route, which is soul crushing and bad. I know some people played it and were like, I didn't feel anything, but a lot of people watched it or played it and were like, oh god, why? So I like that mechanic of it. I like the humor is really great. There's a lot of terrible puns and there's a lot of funny moments. The music again is a very big thing for me because the music in Undertale is again like I describe music as phenomenal, but it is quite I love it a lot. Um, so Undertale, that's why it's up there because like I haven't played a lot of games. I've seen a lot of games. I haven't played them because I've never owned a whole lot. So like these are just from the ones I've played. And my last one is Portal, which I played recently for a couple of reasons. I love puzzle games, so I really liked Portal because it was creative, it was innovative, and it really made me think. Like I remember I went through the first 10 chambers like it was nothing, and then I was like, oh, I can beat the next 9 in the next episode. 5 episodes later, still trying to find GLaDOS, and I realized I had a fear of robots, so I can thank Portal for that. Uh, there's also humor and a really engaging story, so yeah, that's why I really like Portal, and that's my 5 games and stuff. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad you put Portal in there because I really like Portal. Like,
Yeah.
Portal 1 is definitely a fun game, I have to say.
It's scary,
Like,
but that's my opinion.
it's good some like jumpy moments in it. But that's very Valve anyway, because from what I've played of the Half-Life games, they're quite jumpy as well. And I've not played very much of Half-Life, so I might be completely wrong there, but I thought it was jumpy, so yeah. But my games are very different.
Yay!
So let's start off with, let's talk about an entire franchise of stuff, because I can't pick which one of these is my favourite. And a lot of people know this, but I really like Pokemon. Like,
No.
as an entire series. I've played pretty much all of the main series games. I think I've played every single main series Pokemon game, which shocks me a little bit because, like, considering I grew up, the first Pokemon game I ever played was Yellow, so that has a very special place in my heart. But I can't decide which ones I like the most because Yellow I like because it was like the first game I ever played. Well, the first game I ever beat was Pokemon Yellow. But then Pokemon Gold, Silver and Crystal took everything from Red, Blue and Yellow and made it better. And then Ruby and Sapphire have better looking graphics, sort of like the jump to the next to the Game Boy Advance made the games look nicer. And then we have Gen 4 with Diamond, Pearl and Platinum, which I'm not a massive fan of, but I absolutely this is what shocks people. I say to people I don't like Diamond, Pearl and Platinum, but I love Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love Soul Silver, that's my second favorite, but I'm just like, you hating on Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. Diamond's my favorite, so I'm just like, eh. But anyway.
But saying that, one of my favourite games is Pokemon Black and White, and everyone hates Pokemon Black and White.
I like Pokemon Black and White.
Like, most people I talk to, they turn around and when I say I like Black and White, they're like, oh, but that's the worst one. And it's like, no, it's not. No, the worst one is X and Y. It's like the jump to 3D didn't. Well, they managed it with the GameCube games, but they didn't manage it with the DS as well. But then Sun and Moon came out and sort of rectified all of that. So, yeah, if I had to probably pick, I'd probably pick Soul Silver as my favourite Pokemon game.
I
The
can
more I
deal with
think
that.
about it, so it's like it's in my least favourite generation, but it's my favourite game in general. Like I
I
just
can,
have so many
yeah.
memories with that. It's definitely the game I played. That Gen 4, even though it's not my favourite, is the generation I think I spent the most time on. So that it has that going for it. Um, Next one, I have a story about this game, uh, Oddworld, which is a cinematic platformer on the original PlayStation, um, specifically Abe's Odyssey, and its remake, enhanced PlayStation 4 remake, new and tasty. Um, this was one of the first games I ever saw. The first 3D game I ever saw was um, Abe's Odyssey. To the point where I've told many people this story, but it's like the story that means it's made me the type of gamer I am. I was obsessed with the original PlayStation when it came out, and this game used to terrify me to the point that I went downstairs the night we got the PlayStation, and my dad's friend was showing him Oddworld, and when Abe jumps through or like opens the door, the hatch at the beginning of the screen, like pokes his head through and says hello, I opened the door just as he did that, and it freaked me out. Like I screamed and ran away, and every time the game would be put on, I would leave the room. I could not play it, and I beat it. I beat it last year for the first time, and it is one of the most amazing things I've ever played in my life. I absolutely love it. It's hard. Oh God, is it hard? It's one of the hardest games I've ever played, but it's amazing. I really, really like Oddworld, and the whole world that they've created with these games is phenomenal. Like, I'm blown away that one person thought of one or two people thought of this whole thing. Mostly Dawn Lanning, who is incredible. He's an incredible human being, but his like creations have sort of influenced. They've influenced me a lot more than I probably could have said. Really, they do mean an awful lot, and it's just the art's amazing. And to be honest, I think the graphics on the original game hold up just as well as games like Sonic the Hedgehog do. Even
That's
though
impressive.
it's the game's like must be it's about 20 years old now, and it still looks amazing to me. And that is definitely a game that you should play at some point. Now this
I will.
game,
Sorry.
it's
Continue.
it's okay. This game, I have played it from start. Every time I play this, I play it from start to finish, and it every damn time, it like all three of these games, it's an every damn time sort of thing. But the game I'm talking about, it's only 2 hours long. It's called Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's probably got one of the most interesting gameplay mechanics I've ever seen. You take control of two brothers throughout the whole game, and one brother is controlled with the right analog stick, and the other brother is controlled with the left analog stick. And you have to solve puzzles and stuff doing those control schemes. So you're actively at the beginning of the game, your hands are working against each other, like how brothers do. And it's like even you're playing. It's like you're playing. You are controlling both of them, but you can like you make the brothers bond as the game goes along. And the whole plot of the game is your mother died several years ago, and your dad's has got ill, and you need to get medicine for him. but the only medicine that will cure him is on the other side of the world, and you've got to travel with your brother to get it before he dies. And it's so emotional. It's such a beautiful game, and it's an indie game. It's like I'm a massive fan of indie games, so I personally think indie games are better than most mainstream games at the moment. I call me a hipster or whatever, but that's how it is. But it's such a creative game, and it's a game that everyone should either experience playing it themselves at least once, or watch someone play it. It's definitely a game that I would, if you were to ask me like in like recently, what game I would recommend to people, that is at the top of the list for like recent games. Like
what platform?
It's I've got it on PC and PS4, but you can get it on Xbox, PS3. You can get it on pretty much everything at this point. You can get it on your toaster if you really wanted. That's just an exaggeration, but that's like the type of thing it's been ported to everything. I think you can get it on mobile, actually, now.
That'd be really tricky, though.
The controls would sort of accommodate to it on mobile.
Yeah.
I imagine, but I think you can get it on mobile. But the company that do that, they announced a new game at E3, which is called A Way Out, and it's basically a similar sort of thing, but it's 2 players. It's a 2-player, always you have to play it 2-player, and it's a split screen game, but you're basically causing a prison break, and it's basically done in the very similar mechanics to Brothers. So it's like Brothers is fantastic, and I would totally recommend it to everyone.
I want to play it.
Well, you've got it on your Steam account.
What?
I've got it on Steam, and you're linked to my Steam account, so you got it on Steam.
Oh, this is news to me. I'm gonna play that later sometime.
It's
when I have time.
Really good. Play it. Next one. This I had to put an RPG in here. That isn't Pokemon, but it's still Nintendo. Mother 3. Every damn time. It is quite possibly my favourite RPG, which is a very bold statement for me to make, being a massive RPG fan. No matter what, every time I play it, I just have a blast. It's ridiculous. It's got so many ridiculous moments in it. Like, there's a race of people. There's like a group of people in the game called the Magypsies, and they are cross-dressers. They're cross-dressing magicians, and they all dress up. They're like dressed in the most flamboyant, like stereotypical, like drag queen stuff, but they all have like 5 o'clock shadows and beards and stuff, and they're amazing. And then you've got like the first 2 hours of the game, like set the tone for the whole story. And compared to like Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings or Mother 1, which are its predecessors, this game, why it's called Mother, makes more sense here than it does in the others. Because I'm not going to spoil it, but the mother in Mother 3 is the most important character in the game. And the whole story is just, it's a lot deeper and a lot more complex than the other games in the series. And also, it's got a frog in a tiny car. You can't go wrong with a little frog in a tiny car.
It's a frog in a tiny car.
It's a frog in a car. It's so cute, and just the game's so well done. And it's one of those games I will go back to and play through it pretty much on a yearly basis. There are very few games that I do that with, and Mother 3 is one of them. And I love it every single time. So I would totally recommend that. I know it's very difficult to get hold of, seeing as it was never released outside of Japan.
Oh.
So there are fan translations online. thank you, Starman.net for that. And it is worth all the hassle to play it, I think. And the minute Nintendo release it, if they release it over here, I will buy that shit on everything that I can buy.
Throw all the money at it.
Yes, regardless of my financial situation, I am buying that game.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to still take care of yourself, though.
You know I will, but it's like I need that as soon as that's coming. As soon as I hear that game is being released, like properly, I am buying it there and then. Just because.
It's like, where's Hugo playing Mother 3 on every console? We won't see him for a while.
Come back and I'll tell you where every single secret is. But the last game I want to talk about,
I know this one, I think,
is another game which is really obvious for me. I did a Let's Play of it back in December, in like October, November, December sort of time. And it was it was November because I did it when it launched. And it launched in November. Owlboy.
Yeah.
It is. I cannot sing this game's praises enough. It has so many amazing moments in it. It's not only one of the prettiest games I've played, it is one of the most touching stories I've ever been a part of, like playing a game. Like you play as Otis, who is a mute, half owl, half human thing, and everyone in his village hates him because he's clumsy and because he's not the smartest, he's not the brightest bulb in the packet, is sort of like how the vibe you get from the beginning. But he's got his one friend who's Geddy, and him and Geddy go on this wild adventure to like save the world, and it's just, there's so many twists and turns. It's just, it goes places I never expected it to go. Like when I was playing it the first time, I was like, okay, so I'm going to go to this dungeon, and then all of a sudden suddenly pirates, and then after doing the pirate thing, suddenly like magic space-time stuff starts happening, and it's like, it's a really interesting, well-made indie game, but unfortunately it didn't do so well because of the time it was released and just a lack of people looking at it. It is definitely a game I would recommend, and the ending makes me cry every single time I play it. Every damn time. Like, I can't explain how this game makes me feel. It's just a game that, like Brothers, everyone needs to experience. And that's about all I have to say about it, really. It's just...
One day I'll play it or watch it.
Yeah.
Probably watch it.
Yeah, it's... You've got to sort of be in the right sort of mindset to play it. It's a very interesting game, like how it controls and like stuff. So I completely understand that people will be like, I'd rather watch it than play it, and I totally get that.
Can I do an honorable mention that I just realized?
Yeah, you can do an honorable mention.
I miss Stardew Valley. Like, I forgot to put that on my list. Yeah, I was addicted to that game for a while. A long time. It's a very good game. Shout out to Hedgie, because Hedgie gave it to me. It's a Christmas present. So thanks, Hedgie. But yeah, Stardew Valley, great game. Love it. Everything about it. I never played Harvest Moon or anything like that, but I know of it. And Stardew is precious and charming, and I love it. It's great. So yeah, I just remembered it. So yeah.
Now, if you're going to do an honourable mention, I should do an honourable mention.
Go for
Uh, I haven't got. I haven't been the stereotypical male yet. So Doom.
it. Yes, Doom is good.
The 2016 reboot sequel thing for Doom is possibly one of the, like, especially over the last, like, 12 months or so, has been one of the most fun experiences I've had in a very long time. It's just like nothing can describe, no words can describe the feeling of jumping at a zombie, punching it in the face, and then ripping its jaw off.
Wow.
It's like it, and then just getting like your like shotgun out and blasting another one's head off. It's like nothing. It's like just the unbridled, like the game doesn't give any shit. It doesn't care. It's just we're Doom. We were silly back in the 90s. Let's be silly again. And it's got so much personality. It's just unreal, like how much personality this game has, and it's ridiculous, and I love it to pieces.
I've played it a total of 1 time on a live stream. That was fun.
Yeah. It's an experience, Doom. It's an absolute experience. I did a video on it, then I streamed it for a little bit, and then I just stopped. I need to play more of it. I really do.
I would love to play more of it, but yeah. I don't have it. Sadly. Angry Jay. When Doom is around, Angry Jay comes out because I don't like to lose. I lost a lot. So.
Well, if my video title is any indication of what I'm like with that, King Psycho Beard is here to stay. So, I think that's about it for today.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make this a weekly thing, I think.
We're gonna try.
Obviously, we both have YouTube channels and we do YouTube videos and stuff. So, what do you have planned or are thinking about doing for the upcoming week?
For the upcoming week, if life and internet and OBS permits, because I had a lot of trouble with that last week, I am looking to play Portal 2 as a follow-up to Portal because I've heard nothing but great things about it, and I want to get back into the Portal universe. Even though it scared me, it was really funny and I enjoyed it. Also, Layers of Fear, because if you count Spooky's House of Jump Scares, I've played approximately 1 horror game in my lifetime. So I want to play another horror game. So that's what's upcoming. There might be some Zelda, might be Wolf Among Us, stuff that's still ongoing, but I haven't touched in a while. So yeah, if things work out, expect stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to you playing Portal 2 because that game, like if you thought Portal 1 was good, Portal 2, not only is it a much better game mechanically, story-wise, it is absolutely amazing. Like the characters and everything is so funny. It's like Portal 1's got very dry humour.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very dry, dark. Portal 2 has dry humour in it, but the writing and the delivery of like the characters like delivering their lines it's spot on. It's absolutely, the comic timing is perfect, and it's got a great cast in it. It's got from memory, it's got J.K. Simmons and I've forgotten his name. It's the guy who plays Wheatley. Who's like a little robot
with a British accent.
Steve Merchant. That's who it was. Stephen Merchant. They are absolutely amazing, and just their delivery is spot on. And totally think you will love that game.
I agree. And, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, and over on my channel, I'm going to be starting. Hopefully, I'm going to be starting off a playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2,
Yay!
and also, permitting I can get enough of it recorded and edited, maybe Evil Within as sort of a follow-up to my Resident Evil 7 playthrough, as well as highlights from my 24-hour charity live stream, which, as of recording, I have not done, but by the time this comes out, I will probably have done it.
Yeah, just depends on, things and such. But yeah, that's the time this was recorded. It's happening this weekend, so like coming up weekend.
Yeah. And so there's going to be lots of content on my channel and stuff, and some awesome content coming over on Jay's channel. So
Yay!
Yeah, so that's it for the first episode of KB&Jey. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for being here, Jay.
Thank you for being here. Always such. Yeah. Thanks. Yay.
And we will see you all in the next episode.
Bye, y'all.